What you are about to hear changes everything we thought we knew about the Los Angeles Dodgers. For months, the baseball world believed the darkest chapter of Shohei Ohtani was completely closed. We were told the betting scandal was a finished case. We watched him step up to the plate and hit incredible home runs. We saw the smiles in the dugout. We bought into the perfect story of a superstar overcoming a massive betrayal. But a shocking revelation has just surfaced. A leaked reality from deep inside. The Los Angeles organization threatens to shatter that perfect image forever. This is not just about stolen millions anymore. The scandal involving IPPEI, Mizuhara left behind a dark secret that the Dodgers desperately tried to bury. Fans thought Ohtani simply moved on to chase the World Series. The truth is far more disturbing. The betrayal runs deeper than anyone expected. What exactly is the truth behind the smile of Shohei Ohtani that the Dodgers are trying so hard to hide? The PR machine of the Los Angeles Dodgers is a multi-million-dollar fortress. When you invest $700 million in one player, you protect that investment at all costs. Major League Baseball needed their biggest star to shine without any distractions. The narrative was carefully crafted for the public. Everyone wanted to believe that the Japanese phenom was completely shielded from the psychological wreckage left by his former interpreter. The media pushed the story of a resilient hero focusing entirely on his swing and his pitch mechanics. Dave Roberts spoke to reporters about ultimate focus and pure determination. The front office built an illusion of absolute peace inside the clubhouse. But you cannot cover up a massive psychological earthquake with just good PR. The foundation of this perfect narrative is currently cracking under immense pressure. Behind closed doors, the reality of the situation is violently different. The leaks are starting to slip through the cracks of the Dodgers' fortress. The burden of this betrayal was never truly erased. The perfect shield is breaking because of uncontrollable leaks from the inside. The public narrative was pristine. Shohei Ohtani stood at the plate and delivered absolute magic. The Los Angeles Dodgers won games. The stadium roared. But deep inside the locker room, a different story was playing out. IPPEI Mizuhara was not just a regular employee. He was the absolute shadow of Ohtani. They spent every waking moment together. When the gambling scandal broke, the baseball world was in total shock. The league investigated. The lawyers stepped in. The PR team went into overdrive to separate the superstar from the criminal acts of his companion. The message to the world was clear. Shohei is a victim, and he is moving forward. They wanted the focus strictly on his batting average and his future on the mound. They wanted fans to obsess over the fierce rivalry with Aaron Judge and the mighty New York Yankees. The Dodgers organization built a giant wall of silence around the personal life of their $700 million man. They controlled every press conference. Dave Roberts kept his answers short and focused entirely on baseball. The illusion was absolutely flawless. We all bought it. We wanted to see the hero succeed without the heavy baggage of betrayal. But secrets in Major League Baseball never stay buried forever. The pressure of maintaining this flawless facade is tearing at the seams. Information is bleeding out from the very people trusted to keep the secret safe. The psychological toll of the IPPEI betrayal was never truly resolved. It was merely swept under a very expensive rug. And now that rug is being pulled out from under the entire Dodgers organization. Let us look at the harsh reality of the situation. You do not just erase a decade of trust overnight. The sudden disappearance of the person closest to him left a massive void. The Dodgers tried to fill that void with pure baseball focus. They stacked the roster. They focused entirely on the World Series dream. But the leaked information reveals a terrifying truth for Los Angeles fans. The mental scars are heavily affecting the atmosphere behind the scenes. Baseball is a game of immense mental fortitude. A player must be entirely present. When a betrayal of that magnitude happens, it leaves a highly toxic residue. The Dodgers executives knew this. They saw the subtle changes. They noticed the shift in energy. Yet they doubled down on the narrative of the unstoppable machine. They pushed the image of the stoic samurai, who only cares about winning. This was an incredibly dangerous gamble. By forcing the facade of perfection, the organization placed an unbearable weight on the shoulders of one single man. Every time he stepped into the batter's box, he was not just carrying the hopes of Los Angeles. He was carrying the heavy burden of a massive cover-up. Not a legal cover-up, but an emotional one. The leaks suggest that the strain is quickly reaching a boiling point. The perfectly constructed shield is crumbling right before our eyes. Do you think the Dodgers made a massive mistake in how they handled this psychological fallout? Drop your opinion in the comments right now, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated on this unfolding Major League Baseball drama. We are just scratching the surface of this massive story. The truth about the clubhouse dynamic is finally coming to light. For weeks, whispers have echoed through the corridors of the stadium. Sources close to the situation paint a picture that directly contradicts the official Dodgers narrative. The betrayal by IPPEI was a sharp knife to the back. But the real issue is exactly how the aftermath was handled. Ohtani was pushed back into the brutal spotlight almost immediately. The relentless media machine of Major League Baseball demanded answers. The Los Angeles front office demanded performance. They needed him to hit home runs against the Yankees. They needed him to outshine Aaron Judge at every turn. The expectations never dropped. If anything, they skyrocketed to impossible levels. The $700 million price tag became a heavy chain around his neck. The leaked details show a superstar struggling to navigate a world where his most trusted confidant turned out to be a complete stranger. The isolation inside that locker room is profound. The Dodgers tried to surround him with team support. But you cannot manufacture genuine trust. The players know it. The coaching staff knows it. Dave Roberts is sitting on a ticking time bomb of unaddressed psychological tension. The manager is forced to act as a shield for a situation he absolutely cannot control. Every press conference is a dangerous tightrope walk. Roberts must smile and talk about launch angles and exit velocities, while ignoring the massive elephant in the room. This level of tension is completely unsustainable for a team chasing a World Series ring. The shocking leak is not just a reminder of a past crime. It is a severe warning, directed straight at the top levels of the Los Angeles Dodgers management. The front office and manager Dave Roberts are now facing massive scrutiny. The information bleeding out of the clubhouse points to a complete systemic failure in protecting their most valuable asset. When you hand a player the largest contract in the history of global sports, you are buying more than just his swing. You are taking full responsibility for his environment. The leaked details suggest the Dodgers totally failed to monitor the inner circle of their superstar. They allowed a massive vulnerability to grow right under their noses. Now the ghost of that failure is threatening to derail the entire franchise. The warning is clear. You cannot just throw a massive pile of money at a player and expect a machine to operate perfectly. Human beings break under pressure. And the pressure on Shohei Ohtani right now is completely unimaginable. He is fighting a war on two fronts. On the field, he must dominate the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Off the field, he is carrying the crushing weight of a shattered reality. This is a total nightmare for Dave Roberts. The manager is caught in the middle of a massive storm. He has to field questions about the New York Yankees and the fierce MVP race with Aaron Judge. But behind the scenes, he is desperately trying to keep a fractured clubhouse from falling apart. The Dodgers management thought they could simply outthit their problems. They thought a stacked lineup would distract everyone from the massive emotional crater left behind by IPPEI Mizuhara. The leak proves them entirely wrong. The real target of this exposed secret is the arrogance of the Los Angeles front office. They believed they could control the narrative completely. They were wrong. The investment of $700 million is now at severe risk, not because of a torn elbow ligament or a batting slump. The risk comes from a fundamental collapse of trust from the inside out. The fallout from this revelation is already sending massive shockwaves across Major League Baseball. The media sharks smell blood in the water. Every single move Ohtani makes is now under microscopic investigation. Every frustrated look in the dugout is analyzed. Every strikeout is questioned. Is he tired, or is he mentally exhausted by the secret he has been forced to carry? The opposing teams are watching this drama unfold with intense interest. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves know exactly what this means. A distracted Los Angeles Dodgers team is a highly vulnerable Dodgers team. The aura of invincibility is completely gone. The locker room is heavily compromised by the tension of these leaks. Players are starting to wonder who is talking to the press. Paranoia is a highly destructive force in a championship race. Do you believe Dave Roberts and the Dodgers front office are to blame for this massive failure in protecting their star player? Sound off in the comments below, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button for the absolute latest breaking updates on this massive Dodgers crisis. The pressure on the entire organization is reaching critical mass. The World Series dream is suddenly standing on incredibly shaky ground. You need absolute focus to win a championship in October. You need total unity. Right now, the Dodgers have neither. The shadow of IPPEI Mizuhara is haunting the corridors of Dodger Stadium. The league is waiting to see if this massive psychological earthquake will completely break the greatest player of our generation. The absolute silence from the front office in the wake of these leaks is deafening. They are scrambling to patch a hole in a sinking ship. But the water is rushing in too fast. The New York Yankees are watching this entire situation very closely. Aaron Judge is putting up historic numbers on the East Coast and completely dominating opposing pitchers. The fierce rivalry between Judge and Ohtani is supposed to be the biggest story in baseball right now. But while Judge is operating with absolute stability in New York, the Los Angeles superstar is fighting a massive silent war. The MVP race is no longer just about home runs and batting averages. It has become a brutal test of mental survival. If Ohtani loses this internal battle, the Dodgers lose everything. Dave Roberts knows this harsh reality. The entire management team knows it. The ghost of the betting scandal has become their ultimate opponent in the race for October. The organization is desperate to keep the focus on the field, but the damage is already done. We are left with one massive unanswered question. Can Shohei Ohtani truly cut the mental ties to this dark chapter and save the season? The truth is finally out. The perfect shield is totally broken. The baseball world now knows exactly what the Los Angeles Dodgers tried so desperately to hide. Ohtani stands completely alone at the top of the sport. The absolute greatness of his talent is undeniable, but the heavy weight of this massive personal betrayal is an anchor dragging him down. How long can one man carry the weight of a $700 million franchise while battling the darkest shadows of his past? The next few weeks will absolutely decide the ultimate fate of this Major League Baseball season. The pressure is firmly on Dave Roberts to manage the unmanageable. The pressure is on the front office to answer for their failures. But most importantly, the ultimate pressure is on the mind of the greatest player to ever step on a baseball diamond. Will the Dodgers survive this massive internal crisis? Or will the shocking truth completely destroy their World Series dream? What do you think is the next move for Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers organization? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more daily Major League Baseball breaking news.